Well, we were hoping for a good game on Saturday afternoon in Vermillion, and what was the final women's basketball game inside the Dakota Dome. We knew the teams were pretty good. 1 and 2 in the Summit League coming in. They're still going to leave 1 and 2, but now we know who's got the inside track on that top seed for the Summit League tournament. South Dakota, an 80-75 win over South Dakota State. The Coyotes go to 13-1 now in league play.
Yeah, credit USD for beating a very, very good South Dakota State team on their home floor. Had a chance a couple of times to push it to double digits, maybe run away and hide, but you know you don't do that against a team like the Jacks. Credit South Dakota State for battling back and had a couple of opportunities to tie the game up late.
First half in this game, Greg, was kind of a story of runs. Both teams had them in them. Ellie Thompson contributed to the one for South Dakota State. She was big in that first couple of quarters.
Yeah, 9 points in the first quarter alone, and she did it with the three and around the basket. But this freshman, Maddie Giebert, for South Dakota State, boy, she is not afraid of the moment.
Those two combined for 25 first half points for South Dakota State. Helped make up for the fact that Macy Miller had an off night offensively, at least early. For South Dakota, Kelly Stewart's the one that got him started.
Yeah, she got him started, and courtesy of a pass from Nicole Seekamp. Seekamp had a ton of those this game, but Stewart with a couple of big threes early on. Abby Fogg also great minutes in the first half.
She had 7 points in 8 first half minutes, including her first career three. She's now 1-on-1 lifetime here at the University of South Dakota from outside. Coyotes led it at the break by a score of 34-33. Second half, Gabby Bover. She's a tough player, and she showed it for South Dakota State.
She is. I think in a lot of ways, she's the one that their teammates look to for South Dakota State. As you mentioned, toughness defined.
Giebert, you talked about it, Greg, a freshman in class only.
Yeah, without question. She wants the ball in her hands with the game on the line, and she demonstrated that again tonight.
Finished with 18 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Nicole Seekamp had another Nicole Seekamp type day. 21 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 steals. Several of those assists in the third quarter went to Kate Liveringhouse, who scored all 12 of her points in that third frame.
Yeah, you're talking about Abby Fogg sparking in the first half. Liveringhouse, courtesy of her teammates in the second half. And you look at those numbers, great shooting day for USD, and that rebound number, Jay, I think you made a great point about that.
South Dakota State came into the day 19-0 when they out-rebounded their opponent. They were 3-4 when they didn't. They're now 3-5, and South Dakota beat them on the boards in both matchups.
Well, South Dakota has the ability to play with finesse, but people don't confuse that with not being physical. USD is a hard-nosed team, and they can rebound the ball exceptionally well.
So what does it mean going forward? As we said, South Dakota now has the inside track at that #1 seed for the Summit League tournament. South Dakota State obviously in position to have the #2 seed, but both of these teams have to go to IUPUI on the final week of the regular season, and that's no guarantee in terms of victory. So still not completely settled up at the top. South Dakota feels pretty good about themselves based on this sweep over South Dakota State, though.
They do. I mean, no teams sweep South Dakota State except for USD. And at the same time, you talk about IUPUI, a chance for them to gain confidence going into that tournament, saying, hey, we belong in the conversation with USD and South Dakota State.
Final score once again from Vermillion: South Dakota 80, South Dakota State 75. The Coyotes go to 22-5 on the season, now 13-1 in the Summit League. The Jacks fall to 22-5 and are now 12-2 in league play. For Greg Stephen, Carla Metz, and our Midco SN crew, I'm Jay Elson. Thanks so much for watching.